factories, the robots with them, and the energy side of it. And then we have SpaceX that does the satellites, Starlink, the rockets, all the communications. And then we have XAI, and XAI is the AI models, it is the software, the intelligence that kind of is behind everything. But we know that Elon has talked a lot about the transition that Tesla is going through from a car company more into an AI company. And so, what does that mean? That means the robots, the intelligence, the whole infrastructure. And I think a big part of that is really the energy infrastructure that is behind it all.
Yeah, the energy is a big deal. In fact, Google is in recent talks with SpaceX to partner together and using the reusable rockets being kind of the main player here in 2027, taking data centers from Earth over to space. We know SpaceX has talked about this because there are significant energy needs. Example, you remember that company Nokia back in the 90s, kind of cell
Mhm.
phone giant? They actually had 40% of the market share for the world when it comes to cell phones at one point. And by all metrics, they are one of the most successful companies on the planet that are still doing pretty well. They don't make phones anymore, but they started as a paper mill company back in the 1800s, made papers. Then in the early 1900s, went into working from papers and transitioning gradually into cables and plastics. And then later on in the 80s and 90s became telecommunications and mobile phones. And now they're kind of doing the 5G and the network aspects for a lot of businesses around the world. But people don't think of them as being relevant or the same company. Samsung used to sell groceries and dried fish. Now, they make technology parts.
It's really interesting to see those transitions that are happening. And, obviously the world is changing right now. We're setting up a base on the moon, which SpaceX just got a big government contract to help with all that. So, we're going through all these changes. We saw all the tech leaders kind of come together, meet up in China, have some kind of big discussions there with what's going on. And honestly, I think a lot of that has to do, though, with the energy infrastructure that's going to be needed. Most people think the AI race is just about chips, but it's really about energy right now. And I
Comes to energy.